Hello, I'm here in the reloading room. I have some bullets that I loaded a couple years ago that I wanted to double check the headspace on them. And I wanted to check to see if they needed trimmed, if they needed anything. So I was going through them all and I found something very interesting. And that was this bullet. It was a 223, and when I put it in the headspace gauge, it sunk down. You see that? So I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I'd never seen one do that before. It just dropped down in there. And the brass stuck way out the far side. Shine a flashlight here so you can see it. So the brass, sticking out the top, and it was way too deep in there. So I get to looking, and I found out that it's not even a 223 brass. It's actually a 222 Remington brass. So my objective for this video, I have a few things laid out in front of me. I was going to show you how to use the bullet puller to pull that load, and I'm going to transfer the contents of this load into a 223 brass that's already been decapped, resized, it's already been trimmed. So first thing I need is my bullet puller. You unthread the bottom of the bullet puller, and inside there's a little chuck. It's made up of 3 little pieces of metal that are independent of each other, held together by an O-ring. You want to make sure that inside your bullet puller that it's clean and that there's nothing in there. You take the bullet that you want to pull and you drop it down into this chuck, and you notice that it opens and it widens to hold the bullet itself. From that point, you drop it into the bullet puller, put the cap screw back on, put it on nice and snug, and don't just bang on your bench. Get you a piece of wood, and I'm not going to bang here in the middle. I'm actually going to bang over here where it's nice and solid, and I'm going to pull that bullet. 1. After each time I hit the solid wood, I'm looking in here to this clear plastic to see if the contents has fallen yet. 2, 3. You hear that noise? Everything just fell inside there. Now I'm going to unthread the back side, and I'm going to pull out the old contents. I'm going to take my tray and I'm going to pour everything into there. Make sure you look down into your bullet puller to make sure you got everything out of there. In my case, I did. So this is the bullet that was in that one. It's a little 55 grain Hornady with the cantilever. So I want to transfer this stuff over to here. In this little container, I have small rifle primers. So I'll take one. I'm not even going to try to salvage the old primer out of that old case. Some people would. They'd put it on the decapping die on their press and they would try to salvage it, but not me. I'm just going to put a brand new primer in and not even worry about it. So I want to make sure that my primer is seated well. And it is. So at this point, because I already have powder in the tray, I need to check my scale, the weight of the powder, and it said on this paper they were made December 26, 2011, 223 Remington, and it happens to be the same primer that I'm using. 55 grain full metal jacket Montana bullet. I'm sorry, I said Hornady. Montana bullet. IMR 4064 at 21 grains. So I'm going to place the new case on my scale, and I'm going to turn the scale on so that the scale can zero itself to that case. Now it's zeroed. I'm going to take my powder funnel and I'm going to pour the powder in there. Make sure it's all down in there, and it is. Put it back on the scale and see what my weight is. 21 grains. So I have a good load. Now from here I need to insert the new bullet on there. So I'm going to use my Lee RGB 223 dies. I'm going to insert my shell holder. Let me zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to take one of the existing bullets and just copy that bullet. I'm not even going to worry about trying to measure everything. I have the bullet seating stem backed out all the way, and the lock ring here is backed out all the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the ram, and I'm going to lower the die down until the die touches the top of the existing bullet. Get it nice and snug, not tight, just snug. What this will do is this will copy that bullet. I'm just going to hand tighten the lock ring since I'm only doing one bullet. Now at this point I'm going to lower the bullet seating stem until again it'll touch the top of the bullet, and I'm not going to go tighten it, I'm just going to get it nice and snug. That should copy this setting. So I'll take my piece of brass that I already have charged with a new primer and powder, and I'll take the bullet, raise the ram, and seat the brand new bullet into the case. Now I'm checking it. It's good on length, and the head space is also good. So that right there, my friends, is how you pull a bullet and transfer the goods over to the new case. When I'm done with my bullet puller, I like to put my puller back together and just close everything. It don't have to be tight. But there's the old case, going to get discarded into the trash. If I did want to try to choose to salvage that primer, make sure you got your safety glasses on if you do. If you do try to do something like that. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you. I'm kind of glad that I actually ran into that scenario, because it gave me a good idea of something to shoot, for you guys to check out. So anyway, have a good day and thanks for watching.